This is my 1978 Honda CB550k. It is a complete and running bike now. When I first got it, the engine was locked up. The carburetors were a mess. It had been sitting in a shed of the dad of one of my friends for a number of years, and he had died long ago. But I did get it, and I got a title with it. I think I paid $500 for it. And I spent all last winter going through the engine. Basically, the top end needed to be rebuilt, and it had a stiff rod that would not easily rotate in the block, which had me a little concerned. But the bike runs well, and I haven't ridden it yet because I was missing a drive chain. I just installed that, but it was unrideable with other than just in the driveway. The steering head bearings were shot and had a large detent in the straight line, and so I didn't want to wreck. And so I went ahead and have ordered some tapered roller bearings that I'm in the process of putting in there. I'm going to have to redo some of the work there. The bike looks good. It's actually, this is not a great way to see it, but I've got parts for it, and I actually bought some 400 CB550F side covers for it. And people will say, well, they'll fit, they don't fit, they fit, they don't fit. And I can tell you they don't fit. This side fits fine, but on this side, the cover is, the tab is straight up and down, just like that, and the hole is across, so horizontal and vertical, and not exactly in the right place. But I like those better than the one that came with it, which was something like this. And so and these are prone to cracking and falling apart, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to go with those, and I think I'm not building a concours restoration or anything. I'm just going to, I love the way these look. They're sort of squat and powerful looking. Now, luckily, after I started working on this, I picked up a parts bike for pretty cheap, and that thing has just given and given and given, and it's a shell on the side of the house right now. I just took the forks from it because when I got ready to do the fork seals on this, I found this rust all the way. Actually, I don't know if I have the other one. Let's take a look. Come with me. It's not in here. Here it is. The forks were severely rusted. The boot, that's one of the drawbacks of the boot, is that it traps moisture in there. And then, and so I'm not sure what the stroke is on this, but I have a feeling that if that rust gets into the seal, it's going to destroy it. So here I go to the parts bike, and I look, and the lower forks look amazing. But the upper part has rusted from being in the stanchions and also from just water collecting inside the upper part. So I'm going to clean those up. I've started taking a shot at that one, but the rest of it looks really good down below. So out of these 4 sets of front forks, I will make 2 good ones and get them on there. While I was in here, I also am changing the bars to a lower bar. Just picked a Superbike bar. And so I'm going to have to run the wires on the outside instead of inside the handlebar, but that's okay. I picked up this seat at a swap meet, a motorcycle swap meet, and I got it for $5. And it's crazy. I mean, it's a great seat. But anyway, it's just one of those things. The universe will give you what you want if you ask it, So that's the bike. That's the project at the moment, and I need to trying to think of what else I want to do to it. Oh yeah, I've got new tires coming for it. So, and I had some used ones, but I looked at the date code, and they're really old, but they look good. That's the risk, is they look good, and they'll be hard as a rock. So, I've got some Changshin or something coming for it. Tires are ridiculously expensive these days. So, that's my CB550k. Oh yeah, that's another thing on this thing. I had ordered a set of pipes for it, and I got them from like Denmark or someplace, and they were beautiful pipes, 4-into-1, and they were right here. And I mean, they're actually, it's I forget the brand. It's a try not to die here. Anyway, and they don't fit. It looks like they're made for either a bike with a well, the issue is that oil cooler or that oil filter. It hits, and there needs to be space for it. And unless you put some kind of a remote oil filter with something smaller there, those pipes won't fit. But it looks like they're supposed to fit. And so I guess for now, they are wall art. And I will see about maybe, you know, some people really like the 4-into-1. These have some holes in them. They're a little bit loud. And I'm not sure I appreciate the extra weight. But anyway, that's the bike, and I'll be working on projects. I may try to film some of the work just to continue to grow this channel. That's all I've got. Thanks. This is a clip of the first time that I fired her up. I was using a screwdriver to do the throttle because eventually I got her settled down. I just took a test ride, and I'm dripping. And I've already started wiping some of it up, but I see that it looks like it's coming down on the back side of the starter here. I'm also getting a little bit off of the bottom of this, which it looks like it's coming from up here. So I believe it's all coming from the back of this base gasket, which I spent a lot of time getting exactly clean. Thinking I might need to retorque, which there's a little bit right down in there, but it looks like it's maybe coming from back there. And then usually when it sits on top of the engine, then when I lean it over, it all runs down the other side. So I may be pulling the top back off and just retorquing everything and seeing if that clears it up. Source. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a journey. I walked in here just now, and one of the carburetors was flooding. So I think I'm going to be pulling those back out and just kind of making sure that all of those are good. I still need to put the rubbers in that go between the carburetor and the airbox anyway. And so I will do that. So I've discovered my oil leak, and I need to fix that. I did receive a couple of tubes in the mail today because these tires are horrible, and So these are what I'm putting on there. And I had tried to reuse the original tubes, but they leaked after the holding air for 20 or 30 years. And so that's the status as it is right now, and I will continue to update as I go. Thank you.